All right, so today we're diving into something pretty dark. We're going to 15th century Eastern Europe to talk about Castlevania. You sent in something about this animated series, and wow, the premise alone is really interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely got that classic gothic horror vibe.
Totally.
Hmm.
So we've got folklore, superstitions, a land shrouded in darkness. It's like the perfect setup for a story about vampires, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the series really digs into that. It explores how easily fear and superstition can be twisted and exploited.
Yeah. That makes me think about like how those things can actually create the conditions for tragedy.
Exactly. It's not just about monsters. It's
Yeah.
about the darkness within humanity that allows those monsters to flourish.
Right. So it's like the real monsters are us. Kind of a scary thought. But okay, so let's talk about the big baddie himself, Dracula. His wife is executed for witchcraft, and well, let's just say he doesn't take it well. He basically declares war on all of humanity.
Yeah, I mean, talk about holding a grudge.
Right. But I mean, his backstory is really tragic. You can kind of see where his rage is coming from. But is revenge on that scale ever really justified? What do you think?
That's the question the series keeps asking. You see Dracula's pain, you understand the injustice he faced. But it doesn't let you forget the devastation he unleashes. It makes you confront that question. How far is too far when it comes to vengeance?
Right, right. Okay, so humanity's not just going to sit back and let Dracula have his way. That's where our heroes come in. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So first we have Trevor Belmont. He's like the last in this long line of monster hunters. His family's legacy weighs heavily on him. But he's also got his own personal struggles. He's not just some cookie-cutter action hero.
Yeah, he's definitely more complex than that. There's this weariness to him, a cynicism that makes sense when you consider his family history.
Oh, right, his family. Tell me about that.
Well, they were once revered, celebrated for protecting humanity. But then they faced persecution, were driven into hiding. So Trevor's fight isn't just about slaying monsters. It's about reclaiming his family's honor. It's about finding his place in a world that seems to have rejected him.
Man, that's pretty heavy stuff. Okay, so then there's Sypha Belnades, a sorceress who's got way more going on than just magic, right?
Oh, yeah, she's super intelligent, resourceful. Her knowledge of ancient lore is a huge asset in the fight against Dracula.
So she's like the brains of the operation.
In a way, yeah. But she's also this really interesting blend of tradition and progress. She comes from this nomadic group called the Speakers, who have this deep understanding of magic and history. But she's also open to new ideas and approaches, which makes her a fantastic strategist.
It's like she's got the wisdom of the past combined with like a really forward-thinking mindset.
Exactly.
Okay, and then there's the wild card,
Yeah.
Alucard, Dracula's son. Talk about caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot.
He rejects his father's whole revenge thing, but he's still grappling with being, well, a vampire. His design really reflects that internal struggle too, right?
Absolutely. They blend human features with these subtle hints of his darker side. It's really well done.
Mm.
And speaking of visually striking, I've got to mention the animation in this show. It's phenomenal. The gothic aesthetic, the incredible detail, the way they use light and shadow, it's almost cinematic. It really sucks you into this dark and intense world.
Yeah, and with Alucard specifically, the way they use subtle changes in his expression, his posture, to show his inner turmoil. It's amazing. It had so much depth to his character.
I totally agree.
Okay, so what does this all mean for our listener tuning in today? Well, Castlevania is way more than just epic fights and cool monsters. It goes deep into these really complex themes. Grief, revenge, redemption. It makes you confront some uncomfortable truths about humanity.
And it definitely leaves you with some lingering questions like, does Dracula, even though he's doing all these monstrous things, does he have a point? Can revenge ever lead to peace, or does it just consume the person seeking it?
Yeah, those are some seriously tough questions. And Castlevania doesn't give you easy answers, but it definitely gives you a lot to think about.
I think that's one of the things that makes it so compelling.
Totally agree. So this has been a really intense deep dive. I don't know about you, but Castlevania is definitely going on my watch list. I love stories that explore the gray areas of morality, and this one seems to do it with real style and depth.
I'm with you on that.
All right, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you